Hi guys, so let's see what Spirit wants to tell us today. I'm gonna take some cards, okay? Let's see what's happening. I wanted to try to do a channeled message, but I feel like in winter, I feel like there's a special void here, okay? And it's not that you don't know that you're gonna be blessed, but I feel like Spirit wants to hide something from you. I had this feeling again of like transition phase, right? Caterpillar from winter to spring, from I'm gonna do a post on Instagram like 40 days in the desert, right? There's just this silence of like of transformation, right? It's not like I feel like you lived a pretty good life, right? But now you're like resting. So I have the Knight of Cups in reverse, okay? The Star, the Eight of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, and the Seven of Swords. Yeah, I feel like you went through a death of a relationship. Okay, take whatever resonates. And you knew you had to, okay? You know how it is in the spiral of the soul, right? You know that what happened is going to happen. What it was, it's going to be over and over and over again. Although it's always getting better and always getting better and always getting better, right? But you know the same circumstances are there. You know that your failures become gold for you, okay? Whether this is physical gold or just wisdom, either way, it doesn't matter, does it? They both feel the same, and if they don't, they should, right? If they don't, they should, because basically the same thing, right? For the one who's learning what it means to be on earth and what it means to see themselves, to observe themselves. You know that your past is going to happen in your future, right? Because we are stuck in this so-called matrix. We can wake up whatever we want for presence, right? But I feel like you're still willing to play the game of reliving lives, reliving past lives, and so you knew that this relationship had to end, but still it hurted, right? It hurted. But since we have the Star here, I feel like you are healing, right? And I don't know who I'm talking with, but I feel like you can heal it all, right? You yourself are the Star. You yourself are the one who can bear to carry your destiny on your shoulders, right? To carry all this story, all these lives, all this karma, transmute it, transform it, use it at your highest interest. To know how to fully empty yourself, become the nothingness, right? To implode like supernova. And it's so funny, right? Because that same explosion of the stars is what make our cell phones work, right? Like the same materials that make a star explode are in our cell phones, right? And how funny it is that we use them so randomly, so without any intention, without any, right? And we even go against technology for some, for some. Others know that everything is sacred because it it requires a star in the universe to explode in order for us to harvest certain materials to use in the cell phone to communicate with others. Like, do you need any more magic than this? Right? And so I feel like that's what you feel about this relationship. That, yes, it was hard to end. Yes, it pains your little self. But it's like you broke up with God, right? At the same time, you broke up with God. And I'm not gonna cry, but what is most magical than this, right? What is most magical than to know that two people were together in the same time, in the same space, right? That these two souls meet, that love was found, that the moment was created. Isn't this the most like beautiful, beautiful thing? And you know what? And I feel like that's why this breakup happened. And I know I'm gonna annoy you so much. I know it's so annoying, isn't it? Like from our earthly perspective, this is so freaking annoying. But I feel like God wants you to have perfect moments, you know? Because if things like if we got our way and things had continued, right? The magic would have breaked, right? Things could go sour. Something like this, right? But it ended perfectly. Just perfectly. It was perfect, you know? And I know this is so annoying, physically annoying. But that moment, or those moments, that relationship, so freaking perfect, right? That's why I missed it so much, because it was perfect. And I feel like God wants you to have perfect moments in life, right? And I don't want you to become avoidant, to become cold, to become disattached only, but be attached to the perfection of God. Be attached to love, right? Be attached to love and not suffering. Be attached to love and understand that there's so much coming. There's so much coming, okay? So my videos are getting long. So I thought it was the perfect opportunity to start doing extendeds, okay? If you want to be a part of my memberships, just have to click the button, okay? Thank you so much for the ones that already are. Love you so much. And yeah, I'm gonna do extendeds, okay, about this energy. I feel like it's not gonna be easy to healing, but it's gonna have a happy ending. So if you wanna watch, please click on it, okay? I feel like I'm gonna put it on Patreon too, the extendeds, okay? If you wanna support me on Patreon, also appreciate it. Also appreciate. Um, what else? Please check out my bio, okay, for all of my services and social media, all those things. And yeah, thank you so much for everything. Okay, I love your comments, for your donations. Okay, love it so much, and I'll see you soon.